do love you, Leeds. Hello, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds. Something a little bit different tonight, a bit of late night Leeds subscriber show with Sean from Wilco Whites and my good friend Adam. How are you doing, boys?
Very well, thank you, Matty. Very good. Great weekend.
Yeah, great weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah. Had to find a way to get another show in tonight off the back of that Saturday result. I've been buzzing all day, honestly, I can't lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've done right tonight. Yeah, we need to get a few things off his chest, didn't we? We had to get it off his chest. Couldn't wait.
Mate, 7-0
to celebrate this.
Burnley accomplished another 0-0. Parker will be so proud of his another clean sheet. Well done, him. Yeah. Off they go again. 2 more points. Sunderland dropped some points on Monday. Then off we go. Flying.
And the Scum lost as well, so that's even another bonus.
It's funny, isn't it? It is funny.
Honestly, if it's just one of those weekends, isn't it? When Leeds win and Scum lose, it's just honestly you got to work bouncing on a Monday. And I'm dreading work tomorrow on a shite job. I can't be arsed, but my word, I'm going to bounce into work tomorrow with a massive smile on my face, boys. I don't even care. Right, getting a few chats before we look at who's in first. Danny says, smash a like and subscribe, please. Cheers, my mate. Easy, hey up Easy. Hope you're all right, mate. Hi, Matty, great result. Say that again, Easy. You can say that again, my mate. Righteous one. Oi. Please, the link's in the chat. Please, people, get lined up, get in. Let's hear your thoughts. Good, bad, the ugly, everything. I want to hear it all. I want the Fark outs to be out in full voice today. Come on, let's see.
We want the positive, the negative, the future, the Premier League, all the issues, everything.
Hey up, Justin. Hope you're well, Justin. There'll be no WWE spoilers here, mate. So you're in the right place. There'll be none from me anyway. Evening, Richard. Hope you're well, mate. Duncan. Hope you're well too. Dr. Cox says, evening, ladies. Evening. Right, just one. What's his obsession with clean sheets? Bet Parker still pisses bed. Yeah, I think he lives in his basement, me. Yeah. Hey up, Sean Ely, Bielsa's knee. Evening, guys. Come on, get clicking on this link. I want to see a few people, hopefully some new faces as well on here. Bang it back in. Right, I'm going to bring Danny up. He is the main man. Hey up, Danny, my mate.
You had to be first, Danny, didn't you? Come on, lad. You all right?
Yeah, I'm Fark out, me. Fark out.
Click him off.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate.
What's he doing? What's he doing? Letting them score more than 3 goals?
I know, Danny, put your theory to bed, didn't it? Really? I mean, I agree. To be fair,
you know what I mean?
More than 3, but that was something else yesterday, Danny boy. That was something else.
Yeah, it was a good game.
I mean, when we were 2-0 up, Danny, and for about half an hour, it's like even that first half after we got I'm sort of like, here we go again.
Yeah.
Top
gas.
I was like,
top gas, won't we?
Yeah.
It wasn't that. I'd picked 2-0 as well. I'm thinking, just stay like that.
Yeah, come on, Danny. Danny, I'm copying all your scores. I'm looking. What does Danny do? I do the same, and you're nowhere near it, mate. You're miles off it.
But nobody.
Did anybody pick 7?
No,
well, no. That was Danny's reply to me. When no one's done it, I was like, oh yeah, right. No,
I had on my TikTok, I had 2 or 3 6-0s and 1 8-0, and I thought, Jesus, wept. If you want me to TikTok my predictions on there, but I'll tell you what, Danny, if we'd have done this prediction table early on in the season, you probably would have topped it because there were a run of games where Danny nailed about 4 in a row this season, but the last 4 or so he's been way off. Have you got all? Have you got all you want to say, Danny, or has anyone got anything they want to put to Danny? Any different takes or anything? The floor is
line up, Danny. What do you think at line up? Let's start from the beginning.
I liked it, me. I thought, he's going to change it. I knew he'd bring Firpo back in. He had to do.
Yeah. I think everybody said.
But I think he'll bring Pascal back in for the Coventry game and put Ampadu into the middle.
Yeah, you dropping?
I think it'll be I think Tanaka and Ampadu in middle.
Rothwell's had a great game yesterday.
I know, but that's how he's going to do it.
Yeah.
That's how he will.
Tanaka was unreal, wasn't Danny, yesterday?
Yeah. That little turn that he did in boxing and just sent them all through a donut. You know what I mean? It was like, hee.
I think if we win that game 2 or 3-0, he probably gets man at match Tanaka. I think just because of how many goals we got and how impactful certain players were in there with how many assists and goals he's got, probably meant he doesn't get the man at match. But if that had been a lower scoring game, he would have got the man at match because he was unbelievable yesterday.
Who was your man at matches?
Mine was Dan James. Mine
was Firpo.
I can't disagree.
I'll
It
say
can't not
Firpo.
be Firpo, 3 assists. You can't not really, can you? It's interesting, like Danny, I can't use a bit of a realist, a bit like myself. I don't know if you count yourself as one, but Tanaka's the most obvious Prem-ready Championship footballer I've seen for a little while. Class and time as well. What do you think of that?
I think there's only about 3 or 4 players in this squad that is Prem ready.
But is he one of them?
Yeah, Tanaka. For me, it's Pascal, Tanaka, Ramazani, and who was the other one?
Ampadu?
Solomon, if we can get him. No, Ampadu. I don't think he's Prem ready.
Yeah. Ramazani's an interesting one, isn't he? Because it's not immediately obvious. He's not really played lately, but early in the season, he looked like the best player in the league for a little while there. Looks unbelievable. How we can't get him in the team now, but would you find a spot for him, Danny, or how would you try and get him in the team, or would you carry on as we are?
Easy carry on as we are, because, like I say, he's going to know himself. He's not thick. He's going to know himself that he's going to have to wait for an injury or a booking or sending off to get into this team.
Yeah. It's like you say, like Farks can take a little bit of horses for courses approach, like bringing Ampadu back in for midfield for an away game makes a lot of sense. Even though Rothwell was unbelievable yesterday, having him sit out makes sense for a commentary, I think, as well.
Yeah, well, it's 30 now with Rothwell. You know what I mean? People say, "Oh, he's singing that," but when you do get to 30 now, you do start feeling it a little bit. So, like bringing him in for one game, taking him out for one game, it'll do him world of good.
No, I agree, Danny. What do you think to what Tom said here, mate? I reckon Byron and Gruev starting this game. Do you reckon playing away from home, they might rotate it back, or do you think you'd be daft to change for the next game, buddy?
Coventry. Who's on wing for Coventry? I can't see Gruev coming back now because Pascal's back fit, so I can see Ampadu being in there. But it depends who depends who wingers are for Coventry, because if they're quick, I think he'll play Byron, but if they're not, I think he'll play
Firpo.
I'm trying to look at what Coventry wingers are now. He said that.
Yeah, well, it's like that. It's like I think that might happen with Byron, maybe. Just to, is it a Farker thing that where it's maybe just to pull everybody back a bit, not get too carried away.
With him being more defensive.
Momentum. Do we continue with the momentum? It's a tough one, that, isn't it?
Sorry, chaps. Just give some context on that. Last game, Frank played 3-5-2, so he played wing backs. He didn't play wingers with Brandon Thomas, Asante, and Ellis Sims up front. So Van Ewing was on the right.
Fair play.
And that goal that Asante scored yesterday, if he does that against Mez on Wednesday, it's going in.
Yeah. When any decent shots on target, where I think we could be in trouble. That's the problem, isn't it?
I think if it changes too much from that team, though, there'll be a bit of a backlash. Imagine if you know what I say every game, Byron, I love Byron, but Firpo after that, how do you drop him? You know, rotate him and stuff like that. I feel like if he won't make that change when that lineup comes out, there'll be some shit if Byron's back in for Firpo after that. What the boys?
No, I don't think there will, because I see it as away games. He's going to try go more defensive. Defensive, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't bother.
You know what I mean?
Fans will go, how can you drop Firpo after that? But I agree.
I don't think we're on the basis if Coventry play a wing back, you know, one player on the wing anyway, and two centre forwards. But also we got the FA Cup next Saturday, haven't we? So he can rest whoever he wants in that anyway. So there's some rest time, and then we play Watford, are in disarray really at the moment. The week after.
So that's why I'm thinking he could end up playing Byram and then give him a rest for FA Cup and play Firpo in FA Cup.
Yeah, no, he could.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you may be right, and then because he would fancy Byron back for Watford again, the away game. So you could well be right. Very possible. I mean, bought Byron on Saturday to give Bogle some time, but also like maybe to keep Byron going.
He also took Bogle off because he's close to his 10 yellow cards.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, good point.
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
So that's why he took Bogle off.
Is that after the international break?
I think it's.
Normally do, don't
I think it's 35 or 37 games or something in.
Right. Danny, do you think anybody had a bad game last night? Yesterday?
You're
normally straight in there.
No, there weren't, Danny. There weren't.
There weren't, were there?
No, there were nobody with a bad game. I'd probably say I'd probably say referee for not giving that, for not sending that player off that tackled Dan James.
Really? Yeah.
I can't even think of a player that had a quiet game. You know, I'm trying to think of someone who had a quiet game.
Melier were only one had a quiet game, really.
But compared to his last 2 or 3 games, he had probably more to do. But yeah, he was fairly quiet. Bogle potentially weren't as lively as he normally is, but most of it went down Firpo's side when he came on.
Bogle got the lowest match rating.
It just all came together, didn't it? It just all clicked.
I can imagine Bogle probably by his own standards weren't as good, but it was still brilliant. I'm trying to think who were the weakest player, if any, but I don't think there were.
It's like what you said the other day, Matt. Is if he played Firpo, you see Bogle sat back.
You've got to. I think you've got to. I don't think
you know what I mean.
Like they want. So I mean, if they both go for it and you lose it, you're so exposed, aren't you?
I think that's why it looked like he had a bad game yesterday, Bogle, because he was sat back.
Not a bad game, mate. I just feel
not
like
a bad game, but yeah.
I think that's why he might play Gruev, because he likes his rest defense of 4. So you've got 2 centre backs, then the 2 DMs do cover everything off from there. So both fullbacks can go with that, but with Gruev not in there, then I think you're absolutely right. One fullback has to be a little bit more circumspect.
You never know. He might even drop Tanaka as well and put both Ampadu and Gruev in there.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. I think there's every chance of that. Sheffield United away, every chance of that. I think.
Has anyone thought of this as well as a bit of a change, mate? Firpo in the 10. Come on, sorted. It's done. What was stressing for?
That last ball through to Pirro yesterday, we win 10 money.
Brilliant.
It was class. Yeah. It was class. Unbelievable.
I mean, that is over. That is reaching, but yes,
he can do it though. I mean, that ball through for Pirro for his second goal.
Yeah, whoever we sign,
we've been asking for from another.
Whoever we sign probably won't be able to put it on a sixpence like Firpo did for all 3 of them goals he assisted. They were on the money. I'm joking about him playing 10, but I tell you what, his delivery, first time. First touch, first time is absolutely on the money.
To give him his props, he's the best attacking left back, and I don't mean in terms of he can't defend. I mean when he attacks, he's the best attacking left back in the league, so 100%. Comfortably.
I've watched because I was watching the game yesterday. I didn't notice it. I watched the highlights back of the game, and if you look at Firpo, 2 of them that he sent into that box, he didn't look. He just straight in.
Yeah.
Can we put to bed then that? Firpo now just not going to play well and run out his contract at Leeds. Put that to bed because
yeah. He would in my mind.
He's going to try his best, and even if he leaves at end of season, I think
good luck to him.
Last 2 seasons, he's been playing some of the best football of his career.
Yeah,
and I think he can leave with his head held high, and I just believe he's going to play his best football now for Leeds United till the end of the season to get us promoted, help us get promoted, and long may.
But like everyone says, like his family, his children, they love the area. He went to the Continental Championship. He didn't show off once. He didn't show any inkling of trying to force a move or anything.
No.
He's mucked in from the first day, and he's turned him. And I think he's actually become a better footballer. It's not just because he's in the Championship. I think he's become a better footballer.
Do you know what it is? It just makes it look so easy as well.
Yeah,
it's like Solomon when he did that interview with Baron Cross. He said, "Yeah, I like it in Leeds. Only trouble is the wife don't like it. It's not as busy as London."
It's not as busy as London. That is true.
You know what I mean?
Very few places in the world are they?
Yeah. He said he'd come to Leeds if he gets a chance. So
Leeds is a great city. I mean, the countryside around is a great. Yorkshire's a great place. I love going up there myself.
Why do you live here then? Why do you live here?
Well, because I'll come soon.
Come on.
I've got a stat for Matty as well regarding Byram. He's actually equalled Gordon Strachan's 23 games of playing and Leeds winning.
What a guy!
That's a good stat. That
the next one to beat is Norman on 25. Then Billy Bremner's on 28. Alan Clark's on 31.
Brilliant stats. That's great. What a player!
You need to get. Where's the stat man?
You meant to be your job, Sean.
Oh,
come in,
quick, Matty. The joke's going quick.
There we go. Come on. Stat man.
Well done, Danny.
It's a privilege to be on. It's a privilege to be on camera, mate. When that comes on, you really thought.
Yeah.
Not many people get that luxury.
You really
Not
are.
many people get that luxury. Right then, I'm going to let you go, Danny, because Sean and Russ are waiting in the wings. But we'll see what happens at the end of the show.
Cheers, Danny.
Right,
keep all the
Cheers,
stats
Danny.
going, mate. I love them. I love it all.
Stay in there, Danny. Cheers, mate. See you in a bit, Danny.
Bye, mate.
Top lad.
Top lad. Where's Shawnee boy? Hey, up, Sean.
Oh, we're in trouble now.
Hello, Sean.
How you doing, mate?
We're going to be dodging bullets.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I picked up your boot today, Sean, so I'm going to post it next couple of days, but I have it in my presence. And,
is it Joseph's from Burnley or is it Joseph's from yesterday?
It's not from Burnley. It's not. It's definitely not from yesterday, mate. No, but yeah, it's
tear-soaked laces, isn't it?
My mate tried to flog a Bamford's boot, but it didn't have his autograph on. But sadly, he missed the boot when he tried to sign it, so it's not that valuable. But yeah, so Sean, how do you feel after yesterday? I mean, I didn't sleep a wink. I was I was on a natural high, mate. I was on a natural high.
Absolutely great result. I don't remember the last big result like that. I can kind of remember is Derby when we beat them back in the Premier League days. We beat them. Was it 6? Was it? We beat them by 6. 6-3 or something, wasn't it?
Something like that, wasn't it?
I think, and Kiel scored that lovely goal into the
top corner.
Yeah. So a lovely little chip into the top corner against Derby. I think he did it 2 weeks later against Wednesday as well. I think. Great result.
By the way, what a player! I know we're not allowed to say that, and I know we don't really all think about as a player. So what a player! What a player! Sean, you must have something. You must. We could ask you questions, but I'd imagine you just want to run away with something. You must have something you wanted to come on and say. You must have. Without a question, even.
Ramble on.
It's just a lot of people are saying about this your man James Archer. I don't say it for the life of me. He hasn't done great in the last couple of years. He's had one good season. He doesn't really, which was 4 years ago, was it? Okay. 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. And it was 11 and 20. But Pro's been doing that for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
People have.
Would you rather have him on the bench though, rather than Bamford? Would you have Archer on the bench rather than Bamford?
Oh, that's that. Yeah.
I think the question.
We could always play Willie in the up top as well. I'd still put Willie in number 10. Number 9.
There's options there. I think the question is if we get Archer on no one and it's a straight loan, you'd still do it, right? Just because there's not much risk involved. You wouldn't still. You don't see any merit in him coming in.
There's no point in throwing money at players that are not going to benefit. I don't think we're going to benefit the squad.
I agree.
You don't got injured, Sean.
One Pro never really gets injured. He never really gets injured ever.
Come on,
he's never got injured.
He hasn't yet, to be fair.
He's right.
You're
right.
I know, but what? I'm just thinking, what ifs here.
It's the same. It's the same as we had no right centre back cover really because didn't trust Creswell for Rodon for 2 years now since he's been here, and he just doesn't get injured. He hobbles off at the end of every game, but he never gets actually injured. He's always fit. Yeah. And you're right, Pro doesn't get injured either. It's fair to say.
I'd still rather give Joseph a chance then. I'd still rather give Joseph a chance over than Archer.
I think if you're looking at Archer's record in the Prem, it's not great in 2 bad sides. If you look at his record at Middlesbrough for half a season, I know it's a couple of years ago now, that he was unbelievable that half a season. He hit the ground running and he was so good. But obviously you're looking at him for the last 2 years.
Well, but the last time we did it was 4 years ago. And that was only once.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's tough to. I'm not seeing enough of Archer to stick up and make some massive case. I've seen enough of him in highlights of his ceiling, because lots of people judge their players on their ceilings and see when they're the best.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Actually, what are they actually going to churn out? He's been playing the season. He's been. Southampton are a terrible side, and Sheffield United were terrible this season. It's so hard to judge him in that. So hard.
100%, lads. I mean, we're judging Farke. Well, a lot of people judge Farke by that as well, don't they? His Premier League form as a manager, just like we are with some of these players. But you look at it and go, if we're bringing in Archer, Sean, for the last 15, 16 games, it's proven that signing for a club in January. He's only done it once, signed for a Championship club in January. He got 17 G&A in that last 18, 19 games for Middlesbrough. If he comes in and gets half of that, if he comes in and gets 5 goals, 5 assists, we're romping league with someone like him. I don't see a downside to it, apart from the monetary side, depending how much the obligation would be, which it's not my money. I couldn't give a shit. That's up to the club to sort out. Personally, I don't see a downside to it because like the other two say, Sean, even if he don't come in and start, he's an upgrade on Bamford. He's potentially an upgrade on Joseph, potentially.
I agree. And Sean, just what I'm thinking is I can look at the bench and I can go through all the bench and think that they can come on and make an impact apart from Bamford and Gillivogie. So I'm thinking we get a couple of players in to fill those, and I think we're solid. I really do. That's my opinion.
Yeah, maybe.
Not to come in and displace Pirro or anything like that. It just gives us the extra options when games aren't going for us. But
people have complained about Pirro. People have complained about Pirro for the last 2 seasons. And his goal scoring records are a lot better than Archer's, and people are jumping over hills for the hat.
Yeah.
Do you know that Sean's wild takes? he actually comes on and says, and there's some basis behind them, because like Matt, your thing was, what if he comes in and scores 5 goals, gets 3 assists, and Sean could have gone, well, Pro can do that. What Pro's now going to sit on the bench because Archer's going to try and do it, so it's a balance. I mean,
it's more. I mean, I'm pretty sure, Sean, if you knew for a fact we were going to have a couple of injuries come first week in Feb, you'd say go get him. But you're right, Pirro don't really get injured. We haven't seen Joseph with massive injuries. Yeah, Bamford's probably going to be in and out, but we're managing with 2 up top as it is, rotating. If we don't have any injuries at all, I don't think we need another player to throw into the mix. I think if we don't have any big injuries to the 10 and the 9, if Aronson, Joseph and Pirro are all fit, I don't think we need another signing. But you just can't guarantee it with Leeds United. That's where I'm at with it.
I'd rather try to look at maybe Latte Lat or something like that. Maybe if anybody.
He's going though, isn't he? He's going elsewhere, I think.
That was a good weeks ago. They were saying that this still hasn't been done yet.
Has it not?
Yeah, it's ticking over.
Been done yet. It's picking over nicely. We can just jump in last minute or something.
1 game.
The problem is, of course, they're going to get 20 odd million from America, aren't they? And we're not going to throw that in now. I mean, we can do a guarantee if we go up, but then we're in the same boat as if he's got to be a Premier League striker, and is he? We don't know.
I'd rather throw 20 million at Latte Lat than 20 million at Archer.
Yeah, no. So I think so. Ferguson's gone to West Ham just on a straight loan. Danny Ings, yes. So Danny Ings may now be off to Everton. Are talking, but he may go to Southampton. If that's a straight loan, I don't know. It don't make any difference. I think, but actually, then they might go. Because Matt, you said earlier, they should want Archer for next season. They should, because they should be giving up on this season. Go, Archer's going to be a very good Championship player. Why not let him go acclimatise, and then we'll come down. Or if he pulls out those trees, 25 million to someone. So actually, they probably won't want an obligation on that basis.
Yeah. I don't see why they'd want him to go when you know he's ready made for Championship. Whether you agree or not, the fact is, at Premier League level, he's unproven really, and he hasn't pulled up trees. But at Championship level, you know what you're going to get from Archer, and he can play in numerous positions, so he's always a decent option, mate.
That's the thing. If he can slot in that 10, because if he carries on with Aronson and we get to the last 10 games, Aronson's still trying to run around, do 100 mile an hour all game, we could lose. If Arts keep pushing him, and he could last 8, 9, 10 games, be really he could be really ineffective potentially. So we've got to find an alternative. And Archer could be that option as well. As
maybe.
Touching on back on game, who do you think best man at match for you, Sean?
I think it was that left side, Firpo and James.
Solid one.
One of the two of them. And that's a couple of times they played. They played each other a couple of weeks back as well. And they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think they've got some sort of little partnership there. They seem to really click really well, that left hand side.
We said it was exciting, wasn't it, for our first club on that left, and it's proven right, hasn't it?
I've got a little stat here. Junior, you've probably seen it today, but Junior Firpo became only the 4th Leeds player to register 3 assists in a single game since the start of 91-92 season.
Wow.
Junior Firpo against Cardiff, 24-25 season. Jermaine Pennant versus Middlesbrough, 2003-2004 season. Alan Smith versus Charlton.
Wow.
02-03. Gordon Strachan v Swindon, 93-94. That's some decent company. Wow. That I say that Pennant's on there. It's a bit of a random one, but yeah, 3 assists.
Do you know Gary Lineker hates assists?
Doesn't it?
Yeah, he said because he said they only started getting recorded like early 90s, and he said he doesn't know why they're recorded. He said goal scorers and that's it. And he's not even joking around. I know he's a goal scorer. He doesn't. He says, who cares who gives me the ball to score? Because that'll be next in 10 years. It'll be pre-assist, wouldn't it? Like you said, Sean, earlier.
Yeah.
Prior to really good ones. Well, when does it end? How important does every stat become that we have to talk about it? It's quite interesting where it goes and how far it goes. It's just accepted that assists are really important, which I think they are, but yeah, not sure.
I think you should really clamour to try to sign up Firpo, give him what he wants.
It's an hard one, Sean, because a couple of weeks ago people weren't asked, and then he's come on and done that, and now everyone's bothered. But I do agree. I mean, he came on. He came on, didn't he, against Norwich as a sub. Turn that game round as well. Made us kick on, and then he started that game and done that. So, I mean, we all know if you get a hungry Firpo who's fit, last year and a half he's probably been in his top 3 best players for the last 18 months. He's been right up there. But what I'll say, Sean, is giving him another contract looks brilliant now, but can he do it in the Prem? Do you feel like going into Prem with form, with that momentum, it can be a Prem player? Because I think he's at his ceiling now, Sean. What do you think about Firpo, Prem level Firpo?
Like I think he's at. I think I'd rather keep him and get rid of Byram and not sign on Byram.
Get off, go. Byram's my boy.
I know.
If Firpo goes,
Byram got turned inside out there during the week there by that's last year. What's his name?
Yep, done. Who was that?
That's last year. Who's the winger that was us last year?
We should know because it's very rare Byram gets turned inside out, to be fair.
I can't think of any.
Who was he? The man from Burnley.
Not that Miller, was it?
No, he did actually.
He was at Leeds last year.
I don't know. What, against who, Sean?
Anthony.
Anthony.
He turned him inside out a couple of times.
Oh, Jaden Anthony.
I
don't know.
He turned him inside out a couple of times.
You're being harsh there, Sean. You're being harsh. Come here, let me tickle you. Where are you? Come here. There you go. Tickle. Come here, lean back. I love that. I like what Righteous once said here. Finding players that will sit on the bench and be good enough to make an impact are like rocking horse shit. They really are.
They are, yeah.
You've got someone like Gillivogie. I'm not saying he makes a massive impact, but he's there for a role. But he came with the knowledge and know how that was his role. He was going to have to be happy sitting on the bench for 95% of his Leeds career. Very rare you're going to get anyone like that, and especially when people know, they're not stupid, these footballers. You can see the pattern. You can see Farke likes his players. Farke doesn't massively like change. It's going to be hard, I think, even for an Archer to come in. It's going to take him a few weeks. If everyone's fit, would he even start Archer over a Piddo, over an Aronson? I don't think he would. So would Archer, who's playing minutes in Prem, let's be fair, you were shocked, Sean, weren't you, when you found out he'll play? I think he started half of the games. He's playing 52 minutes.
He's played a lot of games, yeah.
You're asking a lot for him to come to Leeds and fight for a shirt when he's doing the same in Premier League currently, for me. But yeah, it's a great comment.
Or is somebody like Archer thinking, if I come to Leeds, play really well, Leeds will sign me and I'm back in Premier League if we get promoted.
I wouldn't sign him. I
know, but in his mind, if he came in and scored 10 goals.
Well, I'll tell him.
It'd be a different story, that, wouldn't it? But
no, it would. Right then, Shawnee boy, we're going to let you go, mate, because Russ is in the house. Love you, Sean. Take care, mate. See you, buddy. Speak to you later, buddy. Class. Bring Russ in. Hey up, Russ.
Hey up, lads. How we doing?
Hello, mate.
Hey up, Smiler. How are you doing? Are you well?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, really good, mate. It's hard not to be. What a Sunday it's been, mate. What a Sunday it's been.
What a Sunday it's been, especially when Scum get beat by Palace at home as well.
Always Russ.
No, they are rubbish.
Is he a better cocktail than Leeds winning and Scum losing on the same weekend? It's a cocktail of just success, isn't it?
Yeah, and only another thing which would make it better is if Sunderland lose to Middlesbrough tomorrow. That'd be a brilliant weekend.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
it comes in threes.
And also Chelsea lose tomorrow as well to West Ham. That'd be brilliant then.
It could happen, mate. You're asking a bit too much, I think. But if it comes, who knows? Who knows? How did you feel the game? Have you got? You want to touch on the game, Russ? Any thoughts?
Well, for me, first of all, my play of the match yesterday. I don't know what you guys think. For me, it was either between Yo Pereira, because I felt he played really, really well yesterday. I think it was well. I don't know if Chris Waddle got a lot of flack for saying this when he was doing it Ellenworth against Sheff Wednesday for ITV. He was saying Pereira can be Leeds' version of Harry Kane, where he drops back and links the play up. And I think we saw that yesterday. He was linking up the play well. We linked it well with Dan James, with Aronson, Solomon, even the midfield two we linked it well with as well. Tanaka and Rothwell yesterday. And I think that's, for me, that's his best performance in the Leeds shirt since the playoffs last season against Norwich.
I think that's a great point. I think it's got lost in, like, I've moaned about it as well. Him against centre backs, he doesn't rough them up. It's not his game, is it? Just drop off them, get involved a little bit more. Come back and almost go next to Aronson, receive the ball more in space, etc. Absolutely right. And I think it made a massive difference yesterday. And hopefully we'll see more of it going forward because it'll be much more effective. That Firmino role, whereas actually because you still got Dan James to dart. Dan James runs beyond all the time anyway. So you still got that option running behind the defence all the time.
Yeah, and also you've got just one minute, Sean. Also, you've got Solomon running in behind as well, and Aronson running off him as well at times. Yeah. Sometimes you see Aronson in the 9 and Solomon in Pereira in the 10 at times in games, which you were like you were yesterday for that first goal. Pereira in Aronson's role, and Aronson going to Pereira's role for that James cutback for the opening goal again.
Yeah, he's that Liverpool front three. Sorry, Sean, go on.
Sorry, we were on about it, weren't we, just before we came on?
Yeah,
Al Pereira were involved in 4 out of the 7 goals. I mean, the first goal, he actually picked up he had a touch of the ball on the edge of our area. Did Pereira? Yeah, played it to Firpool, then played it back to him, and he drove forward into the Cardiff City's half, and then that ball through he played for Dan James. That was inch perfect, wasn't it? That ball to Dan James.
It was, yeah.
Dan James then he then created the goal for Anson. So, like we were saying, Russ, the fact a lot of people say he drops deep, but that's why he drops deep, because he can be effective in those areas, like you've just said.
Yeah, and also another one who played well for me yesterday with Brendan Aronson. I thought Aronson had one of his better games of this season to where he has been in recent weeks.
It were brilliant. It were brilliant, Russ. And I've been very critical of him at points this season, but Brendan Aronson was absolutely brilliant yesterday. Probably the best I've seen him in the flesh. If I'm honest, he's had some good games, and a lot of them have been away from home earlier in season. But that, for me, that was a really good game by him. I thought that first 5 minutes, I thought Pirro did a few dodgy passes. I thought it looked to me that first, I say 5 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. First couple of times we had possession, I looked at Aronson and Pirro, I thought, nah. And then within a few minutes later, Pirro does that, and then Aronson gets the end of it, and all of a sudden that momentum just took him through. And were you surprised though, Russ, when you looked at yesterday? Because we've a lot of times this season we've scored early, we've got a second in first half, and then we've sat on it, which we did a little bit in that first half. Were you surprised at the relentlessness for them to just get goal after goal after goal when it's not something we see normally, Russ?
Yeah, I was a little bit, but as well, I listened to Dan James after the game on LUTV yesterday. He was speaking to Michael Bridges, Stuart Dallas, and Rich Williams after the match in the tunnel at Ellen Road yesterday, and he turned around and said, he said he was the one, along with Dan James, telling the players that there's more goals in this, and to go on and try and get more goals. He was the one with James speaking to the players along with Falk at half time yesterday in the dressing room, and those were the ones that making it move on like that.
I think they got a lot of stick after the Burnley game, and that Falk looks out for it. He definitely looks out for the media reaction and the sort of social media stuff. And I think he's gone 2-0 and gone, right, let's show them. Let's get stuck into these 7-0. Like, is pushing it so far. Like, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, really biggest win in 52 years. Last time we scored 7 were against Southampton in 1972.
And by the way, the crowd, the stadium, I mean, the buzz. I mean, you two guys were there, but I don't know if you went, Russ, but like, Sean and Matty were there. And watching on TV, it was incredible. Like,
yeah, I FaceTimed you.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
That was brilliant, wasn't
it? I couldn't make it yesterday, but I will be there next Saturday against Millwall in the FA Cup. I'll be in the FA Cup game next weekend.
Nice, mate.
Good lad.
Another victory, do you reckon, Russ?
Yeah, I think we can win that. I think as well, we're going to stick one over Fat Frank's Coventry on Wednesday night as well.
Do you reckon he does? What do you reckon lineup wise he does, Russ, for that Coventry game?
I think I don't think he'll make any changes from the week from Cardiff for this game. I think where he'll make the changes will be against Millwall in the Cup. I think that's where we'll see the changes.
So you don't think he'll go a bit more defensive away at Coventry? You don't think he'll bring Byron back or Gruev? You don't think?
I don't think so. With the way Fairpo played, I don't think you can. I
agree.
Fairpo.
I agree.
And Tanaka and Rothwell were brilliant yesterday, and can't see either Tanaka or Rothwell coming out.
Not even Pascal coming in to maybe move Ampadu up. Do you reckon give it that game and then change it in FA Cups? Is that what you say? Even with Strout being fit?
Yeah, with Strout being fit, keep it same, and then fit Strout in for longer minutes to get against Millwall, because I think he'll come on again, but maybe a bit earlier tomorrow on Wednesday against Coventry, get more minutes to build up extra minutes against Millwall at the weekend.
It's a great dynamic, isn't it? Having a really decent centre half. I know it's only temporary. Stroud will be a starter again, obviously, but it's a really good dynamic because you don't ever change your centre back pairing, do you, naturally, unless there's an injury. But because you've got Ampadu sat in there, it's an easy move where you take a midfielder off and Ampadu pushes further up. So it's such an easy one to look at and go, right, Rothwell can come off on 65 minutes. Ampadu can go into that spot, which really is where everybody wants him. Farker especially wants him. And Strout fills back in his natural position. So Strout being on the bench, but a fit Strout's actually quite a nice ploy mid-game to sort of change it up a little bit, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Really good because then we can change things up mid-game. Like yesterday, I don't think they expected Tanaka or Rothwell to come off for Stroud. They're probably expecting Rothwell to come off for Gilavogi, but then we move Ampadu into midfield and push Stroud to centre back. And I think Rodon played well yesterday. Really Ampadu did, and Perot played well. And I don't know if he's because they're all ex-Swansea and wants to put a point against.
He'll have a little bit of bite because of that, mate.
We'll
have a bit more. I mean, if I were a professional footballer and I were playing in Prem for someone else against Scum, I'd try that a bit harder because I was playing Scum. You naturally would, even though you would. What I want to say, Russ, right before you want to move on, I can't have you on here and not talk about transfers. I don't know if you know anything, you've heard anything, but there's a couple of comments here that I've starred for one, and then I'll let you go off on the transfer.
Is Russ in the know?
No, sometimes he gets a little dangle, but I want to put this one to you. People in the know are chatting about Leeds. Have contacted Vardy's people about a summer move. Have you heard anything about Vardy for the summer? And what have you heard, and what's your opinion on what could happen in the next couple of days, Russ?
Wow. Well, on Vardy, nothing's been mentioned to me from people I've spoken to about potentially being looked at in the summer or even now. Leicester are looking to try and, from what I understand, Leicester are trying to keep him, trying to sign him on a 1-year deal, ready for trying to help him get back up next season.
Yeah,
and I think he's open to staying in Leicester. His family's settled there now. I can't see him rooting in the summer. In my opinion, there.
I don't think. I think Vardy's a wild one, mate. I don't think he's. I think he just does another year at Leicester if he Vardy then moves on, doesn't he? You know, I don't see him coming to Leeds. What about this January? What about these next couple of days? Cameron Archer, anybody else who's been mentioned? What are you thinking, Russ?
Archer's still on from what I understand. Archer's still on the list.
Yeah.
He missed Southampton's game yesterday, but that was not due to transfer relation. That was due to a groin injury.
Of course it was, Russ.
From people I spoke to down in Southampton and people I spoke to from the Leeds end, we're still trying, but Southampton is just stumbling. Southampton is still saying that he's not available to leave. But I think if they get Danny Ings in, which is looking likely now, that could happen. With him, Ferguson passed his medical today at West Ham, and that just to be announced tomorrow. So if Ings goes to Southampton, I can see Archer potentially moving out. And Archer's actually come out and said to Southampton his preferred move is to Leeds, because I know that Middlesbrough tried to sign Archer as well.
Right.
But because Archer said his preferred move is to Leeds, they've gone in and Middlesbrough looks like they're going to be signing former Leeds target Kelechi Iheanacho.
Really?
Oh, right. Is that what you've heard? Well,
yeah.
Big merry-go-round, isn't it? I tell you what, if Archer comes late, it's gonna be a late one, isn't it? Because if another deal's got to happen tomorrow, for that, if Ferguson's got to be confirmed tomorrow morning, then if Ings got to go to Southampton, then Leeds got to go Archer. It's all going to be sitting there waiting to all just just be ticked off and move through it.
Yeah,
it's going to be a really late one.
Yeah, and normally I don't normally go to like 10, 11 during the week. And that's because I don't normally start till about 12. But tomorrow week, deadline day, I'm getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Sky Sports News on, and then And then I know you know Matty, but Sean and Adam, I don't know if you've got a channel on YouTube called Commentary. We do commentaries on all games from our house on his TV. I'm covering the Liverpool game on Thursday, but tomorrow night at 7 o'clock over on the Commentary Hub. The Commentary Hub 2, just search for it on YouTube. I'll be live at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, right until around about 11, maybe even 12 o'clock in the evening, covering all the transfers on deadline day. And I will also be keeping updates on the Sunderland game live on there as well. I'll be live from 7 o'clock in the evening all the way till midnight.
If Danny can put that in chat, bang it in chat, Danny, if you can.
Yeah, well done when I come off. I'll put the link in the chat for you. And
do that, yep.
I'll put both links in the chat. And earlier today, I presented the Arsenal game over there this afternoon against Man City. So
decent game.
Yeah, decent game. And I'll be going live tomorrow, like I said, from 7 o'clock. Hopefully, having a few guests on as well to chat. And also, one of the guests hopefully will come on. Will give us updates on the Chelsea game. I'll provide the updates to the Middlesbrough game as well, so you'll keep updated on everything on the matches, including the game in the Championship. And then on Tuesday, as far as I understand, live on LUTV at 7 o'clock for subscribers to LUTV. Leeds United versus Manchester City in the FA Youth Cup from York.
Under 18s?
Under 18s, yes, FA Youth Cup.
Class.
We win that, we're away to West Brom.
Class.
Will we?
I know Harry Gray's been playing for the under 21s.
Under 21s.
Yeah.
Will we see Harry Gray playing this game though? With it being a big game,
I think potentially.
Maybe, but he has been training past few weeks with the under 21s, and during the summer as well, he was training with the first team, and that's why he was involved in some of the pre-season matches.
The under 18's got Oliver Boast as well, who's like a 15-year-old lad, isn't he? Who's doing really well as well. Striker, number 9. He's a good player, so maybe they'll probably stick with him, I would have thought, in the under 18s game again. But
yeah.
Can I just get this comment up? Andy's put, Russ, you're putting Matty to shame with your work ethics. Honestly, mate, I just come and waffle, and you're just, you've got it nailed, Russ. Probably most hardest working lad on YouTube, to be fair, mate. After Joe Wayman, he's got that title, I guess. But that's brilliant, Russ. Thanks for your insight. Thanks for coming on. And
there's been some reports today as well that Everton and Leeds are in talks to cancel Jack Harrison's loan deal because Fulham have approached Leeds about taking him on loan till the end of the season.
Wild.
Because Harry Wilson's injured, isn't he? So actually, if he's going there, it's a proper replacement. Yeah.
Because Harry Wilson's out injured till around about April, they've said. So they want to be replacements of Harrison. So they're trying. Leeds are in talks with Everton to cancel his loan, so then he can go out to Fulham as well. And I just want to say as well to Darren and Dilla in the chat, great vlog from your pub, earlier today. Watch that.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Yeah.
And Matty, also great vlog from you as well, my friend.
Cheers, mate. You don't just have to give me a token when it's all right, mate. It's all right. Cheers, man. Cheers. No, everyone.
Your vlog, Matty, was excellent as well. Your vlog was really, really good, mate.
If you haven't seen on Leeds Bros vlog, go check it out. Two brothers coming from Ireland for the day. I was saying to him, I'm sort of jealous. Like I've got it on my doorstep, and they're jealous of that, and I go to Welling Road every home game. But the thought, because I'm probably never going to get a European tour, but the thought of jumping on a plane now when you go and watching Leeds, it just seems so exciting for a match day, doesn't it? You know, just the 3 points, but what a day you picked to come, and what a day for your first proper match day vlog as a duo. Class.
Sounds awful to me. Get up at 6 a.m. to go to.
Nah, it don't, mate. It don't. It doesn't. Anyway, Russ, right, I'm going to pass you on, mate, because I've got Richie waiting in the chat. But thanks so much for coming on, Russ.
Lovely chatting, mate.
Yourself, mate. All the best, lads.
You too, buddy. Take care, Russ. Bye, mate. So chat. The link here, I love Russ's sermon. So the link is in there for anybody else wanting to jump on. So get yourself hooked in.
He's cleaned up.
Really good guy. Really nice guy. Right, here he comes. The main guy. Richie. Hey up, Richie, mate.
Richard.
Muted.
Muted.
Hello. There we go. How are you, mate? Are you well?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good.
Still buzzing?
Kind of moved on, actually. In a lot
moved
of
on?
ways. Yeah, it's like 7, 5, 2. points are still 3 at the end of the day, and
I'm waiting for someone to say
the
that.
train just keeps moving, and you've got
all right,
Frank
Daniel.
Elliott,
All right, yeah, we'll stay awake in the transfer market as well. We get it.
And that's what Daniel's doing anyway.
We do sort of have to keep his feet on the ground a little bit, though, because
I mean,
I understand that.
The reality of it is that this is not done yet, and we've seen so many times before during last season that, if anyone's going to shit the bed, it's us. So there's a certain there has to be a certain realism. Someone has to keep it all on a level.
You're absolutely right. People be cashing checks about opinions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry,
people cashing checks about opinions on one game. We lose the next game, and everything's shit again, and there's massive problems.
If we get
a draw Wednesday night, Clark Out is coming. Sean Healy is off on his bandwagon again.
Surely, though, guys, we're in a spot now where a draw away isn't the end of the world. It's not. I don't think we will.
You know what?
It's like the Gary Neville thing. This is Manchester United. This is Leeds, So, anything can happen. And the way I look at it is, you go down to Coventry, you're professional. So, for example, I know Russ was saying about staying with the same team. I wouldn't disagree with starting, say, Firpo and going. I was kind of saying this to you in the chat, Matty, about starting Firpo on Monday against Burnley.
Yeah.
And the reason why you would start him is that you would go for it early. And if you got that early goal, which on the road is what we've been saying, if we score first, we win. So if you score first, you get that early goal, you get 2. Then you can shut up shops. You can take Firpo off, stick Byram on. You can bring in Grua for either Tanaka or Rothwell. So if you want to go for it, which probably isn't a bad idea. Millwall then is kind of, you're going to rotate out. So the likes of Nanto and Ramazani, you're going to get an opportunity. Joseph as well. I think of all of the goals, those 2 are probably potentially are the most important to us, in that the Nanto and the Joseph goal, just as much for their confidence as anything else. We've been talking for the last 3 or 4 weeks about them not coming up to scratch or whatever it would be. If you remember last season, it was around February, March time that both Nanto and Joseph kind of hit some form of purple patch. Been kind of waiting for it to come. It was the 5th or the 6th round of the cup that Joseph went down and played that great game at Stamford Bridge. So you're coming into that time of year, you know. So it is possible, and for both of them, it's probably just what they needed. They just needed a goal to give them a bit of confidence and boost them on. Look, everyone played well yesterday, and in regards to Archer, I mean, you take him.
You would.
Is he a kind of sign in regards to next year? I've heard what you've been saying. Maybe he's not proven, but then again, there's probably going to be a whole revamp in the summer as well in a lot of positions. I would say that there's probably of the guys that are probably Prem ready. I would probably say Ampadu and Rodan are Prem ready.
I think so.
I'd be more on the fence with Strike, and I would say Tanaka is definitely ready, and Dan James is probably showing his level of improvement. So
100%. Yeah.
I would like to think that he's ready. Solomon is obviously ready. So
I was talking to lads on Saturday, and we seem to think we'd need 6 players at least in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean,
I think we need 4 or 5 starters minimum, so it might have been more than 6.
we were saying, I don't know, Rich, I don't know what you think, but we Taggart and
I assume we all agree we're going to choose the keeper. Yeah? Sorry, Sean.
Sorry, they're looking at experienced Premier League players with the links to Vardy and Matt Taggart and
Matt.
You know what I mean? And I think Russ just rubbish, but
I'd say Russ summed it up well. Like, I can't see Jamie Vardy moving to Leeds with if he gets offered a 1 or a 2 year deal at Leicester. That just doesn't make sense. And in my opinion, that's not necessarily the type of pro.
Like an experienced Premier League player. Do you think we're looking at that player?
But
Ben Davis at left back, we were linked with him. I could see players like that.
Well,
on Friday though, there's experience, isn't there? Like, he's not the player he was, and he's not being fantastic this season for Leicester. Like, you know, like, you can get experience for experience sake, and I think he might be a little bit on the other side of that hill for me.
Yeah, I do.
Barty's relied an awful lot on his pace over his career, hasn't he?
Yeah, 100%, absolutely right. That's exactly what I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with any of that, Adam. I would probably look for something a bit better than Vardy based on his age profile as he is. Yeah. So, Matty, for example, if Firpo was to go to Betis, Ben Davis is the obvious choice to come in there if you can agree a deal.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you going to do? I assume everyone probably agrees that we should do a goalkeeper.
100%.
Okay.
Well,
yeah. Okay. So
2. I think 2.
2.
We're playing both.
No, I think 2. I think we need 2 keepers.
2 keepers.
Yeah, I do, because I don't think whether Cairns or Darlow, are you going to keep Cairns and Darlow as 2 and 3? I'm not too sure they do, if I'm honest.
I would say that Darlow is serviceable at that level.
I agree.
Does he want to, though? Does he want to do another year on bench? You don't know, do you?
So
on bench in Premier League, his wages are going to go up.
Yeah.
And would you keep Melly as a number 2?
No, he's got
no.
He's got to go.
Get rid.
Mays is either stick or twist in regards to he's either in or out, for want of a better word. So that to me that doesn't work.
We can't. A massive squad churn's really hard. Forest did it, but they seem to make it work. Very few clubs do, though. But like 2 keepers, Ferber goes. You probably need 2 left backs then. So that's 4 already in 2 positions. You know, like, so it just starts adding up, and suddenly you're talking about 7, 8, 9, and it's a balance. It's really tough.
Financially as well, you're going to have to, I suppose, fall within the premises, and there's a limit that you're going to have to be due. So it's not necessarily quantity, it's more quality and shopping smart in regards to deals like Tanaka, finding players of that ilk who are open to improvement and can, who could step up. Now, there's obviously, if you kind of go along that, some of those mightn't work and some of them will work. But you probably need a 10, a 9. Some would probably say second 9 because most people will probably think we loan out Joseph next season. We in the forward positions, we probably need more quality as to who you go for or what deals are suitable. And
tough though, isn't it? Like you say, you're going to take some risks, but then you're back to Rocker, Rasmus Christensen, Brendan Harrison, the famous summer we had.
You still have to get rid of Christensen as well.
Well, there is some wages. So he might go 5 million. I know it doesn't all go to FFP. Furpo's off. Voba probably goes, I would imagine. I can't imagine that. What the value is him. So there's some wages to clear off at least in that. Harrison.
The flip side of that is that these guys like Harrison obviously can come back on wages. Like all of these guys' wages are, if we go up, all of these guys' wages are going to be back to Prem wages.
Yes, absolutely.
So they might actually fancy a crack at it. Now, whether they're good enough or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Max Vober's injury record wouldn't fill you with the greatest of confidence for having him in the squad. Because
Vober should be a brilliant centre back in the Championship. Yeah. He's an Austrian international. He played in the Euros. I know he didn't have a great time in Euros, but he's a very good defender. He had a really good time in the Bundesliga, and he's just been injured all season. He's not offered anything, has he?
You talk about players like Vober and Christensen and Robin Koch and that, and then it's like
don't start me with Robin Koch. Jesus Christ!
Llorente was when we signed him, and this is going. I'm going back to this when we signed him again. They had no Premier League experience and struggled. So this is why I think they're going to be looking at a different type of player this time. Next time we go up, and I think it'll be players with Premier League experience.
Yeah, I think Nick Hammond is still there. I'd have a lot of faith in Nick Hammond in regards to what he can do.
Yeah, no, I agree. And by the way, I do wonder where Red Bull fall into this when we're back in the Prem. They're 10% stake. They're only going to get a return if we start climbing the league and being a regular Premiership side. But they're saying that I thought they would have helped us out by now, and they've done nothing. So are they going to step in and start doing something?
Don't know.
No, I think we would have seen it already because this is the time they've got some good players that if they can get them to us now, they could really make a difference. So, and they haven't.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, from where we are we kind of outside of that price bracket? Like we went for, they tried and went for Buendia, and Buendia to me would have been a statement signing, but players are snobbish as well, and There are two issues. If you're a championship club in London, you might have a better chance of attracting someone because it's London. But there's two things. If you're not a Premier League club and you're not in London, like we're in Yorkshire, halfway up, it's like we're in the same position as Newcastle trying to attract players in regards to all of that kind of stuff. And all of that has to be bearing in mind in regards to players that are married, have families, all of that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Coming from Spain or from Italy or wherever.
Great.
Even stupid things like temperature and it being too cold and all that kind of stuff. And if players are coming and families are not happy, that can have an impact, not just within the squad, but also on their performances on the pitch as well. So, it's about getting that right in regards to those type of characters.
I think it's actually one
says that all the time, don't they?
Yeah. And I think that Goulavogui signing is epitome of what recruitment, that we have good recruitment. There was talk about Kouyaté, talk about Coquelin.
Yeah.
Took their time. Nobody knew anything about him. And next thing he was in. And we just see the difference that he makes to the squad just as a person, as individual. The season actually will be complete when he actually scores a bloody goal, and he came close with it. Norwich, he came so close to knocking that in.
And
that just would have been, that would have been amazing. So, look, there is probably going to be, if we do go up, which I'm hoping and I expect that we will at this stage, we're in the driving seat. I would say that the biggest obstacle for us now is that Sunderland Sheffield United kind of two fixtures on the Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? And do we play Sheffield United on the Monday night? Is that fixed on Monday night?
It is a Monday night.
Yeah. I think that could even be on ITV, actually. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I wouldn't be unsurprised if it's not. But those probably two are probably the toughest games.
But what opportunities they are, though, as 6 points. What Sunderland don't win on Monday, so they're 8 points behind us, and then you can go, okay, chalk off every other game. We beat Sunderland in the game of play, and that's 11-point difference.
Even if Borough take a point,
done, isn't it? That's them done.
Yeah.
I probably think they are.
I would say at this stage, even at 5, Burnley are too far back, and Sunderland are a bit on from that. So I don't know. I think we have enough breathing space, but like I said, this is Leeds United, so God only knows what could happen. but
that's why Coventry, we need to keep ticking them off. Go there and win the game. Just do our bit. Draw. This 2 points game. Let's go and win that game. Just keep ticking them off. And when they slip up, it's 7 points. They slip up, it's 9 points. When they slip up, that's just what we keep doing. Keep doing our bit.
But it's even more simple than that. It's just go down to Coventry and score the first goal.
We know that, First goal's crucial.
Coventry will come out hard. They'll play 3-5-2, as I learned earlier. They'll play two up front. They'll get it up to Ellis Sims because he bullied Rodon in that game at Coventry last season. And they'll get up to them quickly and they'll keep turning us around. They'll get Asante Thomas running in behind. And I think that's why I would play a proper DM in there to cover the second ball.
In regards to attitude and all that, this is where Ampadu, I suppose, comes in regards to reminding people what happened next season or last season down there. And us going down there and setting down a marker. We've set a marker on Saturday. Let's set another one on Wednesday night. Go down there, show them that we're the top dog, get that goal early or whatever it would be. All of our front players are on fire. So let's go down. Let's put them on the back foot. Get that early 100%. Goal.
Mentality. Right now, Burnley think it's nearly over. Sunderland think it's nearly over. We won because we won 7-0. It wasn't just 3 points. It was 7-0. They're both. Their fans looking on, going, "Oh, this is Leeds are on it now. They're on it. We go and beat Coventry. Just keep churning. Keep ticking them off.
But that's it. Some people, in regards to the 7-0, some people can potentially get ahead of themselves, whether it be in the squad or around the place or whatever. And it's just about keeping that level head. Like I said, when I come on, going down to Coventry, getting the job done, move on to Millwall, then everyone can go and have a nice cup day on thing, and then back into the league. And it's just, it is the churn of it, but the important thing is continuously picking up points and picking up points and picking up points. So it's the way that we get to where we want to be, and we're not going down to Plymouth on the last day looking to get a result.
Do you know what as well? I think from last year on that and the mentality, I feel like watching the outside, obviously, Ampadu is a much better captain this year. He's talking to the referee. He's looking a much tougher git as well. Yeah. He's getting into players a lot more. He's sticking up for someone gets knocked over. He's standing over top and make sure no one goes near him. He wasn't doing any of that last year. he's a captain. He stood up this year, and I feel he's making a massive difference.
I love that cameo at Stoke on Boxing Day where Cannon kicked him and he just looked across him and said, "Here, listen, you're not doing this to me."
You
know,
he's got
because he knows it's the benchmark. He knows if they can do it to him, they can do it to any of his teammates, and he has to be the one.
No, he's not afraid. Look, all in all, happy. We move and just keep going. Like Burnley are going to draw their way to the playoffs, and they're hoping that they're going to.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
If they can get to semi-finals, even to pens, and win the semi-final and the final on pens, that'll do. Because they're blunt. They're so blunt up top. It's unbelievable.
Burnley got decent attackers. They just don't even try and use. Koleosho's they turned out a bid for 40 million in some of Koleosho. Now he's sitting on the bench. He's not even looking trying to get him in the team. I'm not saying it's incredible.
It's their system.
Well, yeah, because he won't track back. He won't track back. The same way as some players in our squad wouldn't play for Bielsa because they won't do the man marking thing. And I get that, but it's the same sort of thing. But ultimately, they've got to find a way to score goals. So play your best attackers, just to one or two of them at least.
I was flicking through, and I think I saw someone say that one of their supporters said that they didn't actually try to win on Monday night.
Yeah,
it did. No. It felt like they didn't try.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've heard that as well. Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah.
So,
right then, Richie. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
Cheers, Richie.
Cheers, Richie. I really enjoyed that chat.
Yeah, class. Cheers, Richie. Thanks for coming on, mate. Take care. I'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye, buddy. Class that. Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Oh, God, he's short now. Just see him in my dreams.
So before I bring Lord Sheargard up, just need to shout out, right? So the link's in the chat now. So if anybody's just joining and wondering what the hell's going on, the link is there. Click on it, you join lobby, and then I'll bring you in once,
Can you just ask who's Southampton's side then?
Right, so before I bring Lord on now, Southampton agree fee to sign Victor Udo from Royal Antwerp, deal in advanced stages. That's come from Romano himself 10 minutes ago. So now, obviously, the feed is just full of Archer sliding on his knees, coming to Leeds and all this stuff. So, they have signed a forward player. The dominoes are starting to fall, as Mikey says.
Gavin. I think Gavin wanted it in chat, said it, yeah.
Well, mate, Gavin said it. Hey up, Lord Sheargard. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. How are Sean? All right, mate, how are you?
How you doing? You're right.
Really good.
Yeah, good, thank mate. Yeah, good.
I'm glad you're here, mate, because you're a very positive fan, and I want you to give some more. You know what it is? I've seen someone in chat already say we're talking about Stogbarry killing all this stuff. And thing is, when you get to, it sounds like you're digging people out when they can't play Prem quality. But what it is, you've won 7-0, so you start getting giddy talking about next season. But ultimately, we can't then talk about next season and go, everyone's fine. We're all gonna, all players are gonna play and they're gonna win league. And that's not realistic. Really.
Not even talked about game yet, really.
No, we haven't really. You know what it's like with us Leeds fans. We go down all these avenues, but I would really like it, Lord, if you can sort of bring it back to the game and discuss your favourite points in that game, and because that would unbelievable, mate. 52 years it is since we've done that. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I remember seeing the first time round as well.
You're like lucky bugger.
But
you remember the scorers?
72 now? No.
I had to look it up. I had to look Clark 2, Lorimer 3, Charlton, and Jones.
Yeah.
I had to look it up. But...
Well, our usual suspects in those days, weren't it, really? Yeah. I do remember Paul Reaney scoring in 77, which was a Rivers Robin horse shit. Paul Reaney goal. Yeah.
Great player, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So what did you make of that the game then, mate? Because there were a lot to get into there. Come on,
that was just perfect. Cardiff played the perfect tactics for us, didn't they? They were spot on for us,
Fair play for actually having a bit of a go. You know what I mean?
That's as if
no, not fair play.
Fark must have told him how to play because that's perfect for us,
I mean, he touched on it a little bit to Richie there about some of the goal scorers are probably perfect ones who you wanted. I mean, Joseph getting a goal, that is ideal for us going forward. Nonto coming off at bench and getting a goal. Pinot getting 2, Aronson getting a goal. Some of these players have been out of form. I'd say Pinot and Aronson, there will talk about a 9 and a 10 coming in. So they've been in for a little bit of flack, and we know Nonto and Joseph haven't really been doing off at bench. So when you look at it, James is always good. Firpo offers assists most games he plays. Solomon same. Those 4 for me, Joseph, Nonto, Pinot and Aronson. You couldn't have wished for those 4 to have a better game for me, Lord.
Well, yeah, everything just fell right for him. It's only Ramazani didn't score. Get rid of him. He's rubbish, Well, get him in the bin, Yeah, but just couldn't have gone better. I mean, I'm glad for Joseph to get that goal he needed. He was nearly in tears when he scored, wasn't he? He was, that was that special for him. But for next season, I think Joseph goes out on loan, because I think next season could ruin him.
I agree.
The battles we have. So next season,
I feel like everything's in place, Lord. Really, if we aren't careful with Joseph, where you could end up with another Joffrey Geldart.
That is the problem.
I feel like you look at him now and you think he could be Geldart in 2 or 3 years' time. So we've got to manage him right. If we go up and he isn't Prem ready, which you'd say he isn't, let him go out next season at a top end Championship club and get the minutes from the off. I don't want him sitting on bench rotting for 2 or 3 seasons. It's not fair, but he's got such a high ceiling, hasn't he, Joseph? He really has.
Oh yeah, just loan him out to someone like the Sun who'll be challenging for the title next season.
I agree.
But that's the reason I'd get in Archer. He'd be Piro's back up and maybe even good enough to take his place. But I think next season we'll be concentrating on defensive, boys.
Yeah.
We'll be buying next season to stay up.
Yeah,
we'll be buying solid next season. It's all about being solid, and I think people talking about buying Rothwell. I don't know what you think about that, Lord. Like, do you think that is that really an option, or do you need someone actually, that next step up to be the 4th DM? You still got Gruev and Purdue.
I mean, I can't honestly say about Rothwell because he's a hard player to judge because I've never seen him play Premier League football at all.
Yeah. Well, he's a bit like a throwback to like a David Healy. There's a good Championship player, but when he steps up, he's never really done it in the Premier League. A bit like Cameron Archer, actually.
Yeah. In Cameron Archer's defence, he's been with 2 shit Premier League teams.
He has. Yeah.
Anyone do good.
He's only young as well, isn't he? He's like in the.
He's 23. He's 23.
So he's a bit older, isn't he? But like you say, he hasn't played.
I think strikers take a while. Same with Joseph. Strikers all develop different. Like Harry Kane was a really late blooming. Strikers develop at different times. I think you've got Joseph will learn loads from the season, and he's got to play football next season. As Lord was saying, how have we go about that? If it's not for us, starting most games, he's got to go somewhere else. Just to be fair and get the best player he can be in 3 years' time. That's hopefully for us.
Oh yeah, you look at Harry Kane. He was on loan at Norwich. Norwich fans hated him. He was rubbish.
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything, was he? Absolutely. And becomes the best striker in the world comfortably at one stage.
I do think when it comes to any players we do sign, which is why I'm a little bit worried about Archer. I think at this level, Archer's unbelievable. I think he'll get us up. If that's what it comes to, he's definitely going to aid that. But I feel like there's enough players in the Leeds squad who are going to be here next season because you can't get rid of them all, and rightly so. We shouldn't. There's a decent foundation there to build on. I do think there's a big question mark against a lot of this side as it is, whether they can make the step up. I don't want to be making signings that I'm thinking same about as well. You know what I mean? I'm quite happy to have these players like your Amperoos and your Rodons, who I think are capable, but they are going to have question marks against. I then don't want to sign 5 or 6 players who we don't know as well, who's either played in the lower league in Europe, or I want them to go out and sign 3 or 4 Prem players who we know can do it and have done it.
Experience.
I think that's definitely what we need. I don't want any more question marks. We have got enough of them. We've got enough of them as it is for me.
Yeah, I can see us getting 5 or 6 and try to keep the whole squad together as just depth for the squad for the Premier League.
That's it.
Yeah,
play the second string players in the League Cup games and FA Cup games.
Do you think we need a bigger squad in the Premier League?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably at least one more player in every position.
It becomes options, doesn't it? It's because it's not about size of squads, because you play a lot less games, you play a lot less regularly, but you need options. Because someone's not on it, you've got to have a player that you can drop in that can be on it potentially. You just got to have those.
It's a lot more mentally and physically stressful in the Premier League as well. Sometimes.
I think modern Premier League, maybe it's always like this. The best. It's not just best footballers; they're the best athletes as well. They're the quickest, strongest players. So you've got, like you say, it's tough. It's really tough. It's tougher in that way, definitely.
Yeah.
Russ has just poured cold water on that Southampton signing, by the way.
Well, I did look at that, and he's worth 600k and worth 20 years old.
It's mad. So why is Romano tweeting about it then? Why? If it's not even a big story.
I'm thinking about Martinez.
It's because he knows he'll get clicks. Because he knows he'll get clicks
paid by someone. That's why.
Oh, I call Romano Mr. 10%. He's getting 10% right.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. He gets his fingers in everything now, doesn't he?
He's tweeted that out and he's not even worth mentioning, really.
It wasn't to wind you up, Massey. It wasn't all about you, mate.
Well, it fucking looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like it. That's what it feels like right now. No, Sean says here, I'd be very happy with Target for next season. I'm sure that's not happening now anyway, the Target thing. What I'd really like to see is Firpo have a really good end to the season, obviously. I think he leaves at the end of the season. What you think, Lord? I think if he were going to sign, he'd have signed by now. We touched on it with Richie, I'd really like us to go get a Ben Davies. And when we talk about, I know we've got injury worries, but you're always going to have that with certain players. But he's the ideal tick of a box of he is Premier League proven, he's experienced. When you look at that's the sort of calibre of player I'd want in every position we're going to look at, Lord. But I think Ben Davies for the left back would be a great buy. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think we've got to look for the experience next season. So let's go for our usual thing has been good for the under-25 group of players.
Yeah.
And that's backfired us when we was in the Prem. That backfired on us because we didn't have the strength to stay up, did we?
Massively. I mean, when we have
on a free.
Ben Davies, it will be a free transfer.
It'll be a free, won't it?
Yeah, it'll be a free agent. And it's the Welsh contingent. That's why I'm sort of touching on him again. The rumours have sort of died down a little bit. They were prevalent a couple of weeks ago. But when you look at it, that could be nailed on, really. Just go do it.
I think it's like Lord saying about the concentrate on defenders. I think when you talk about experience, that will be the concentration, Premier League experience for that back six. Getting a couple of players in there at least, they've got good Premier League. Ben Davies is perfect for that, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more worried about Vuba, where he stands. Will his fitness just drive him out of the squad?
He just lays down on the
bad knees, hasn't
he? Yeah,
he
can't stand.
If that dodgy, they just let him. They're not going to sell him with his injury prone, are we? We're going to be struggling.
No. You got to find ways to get games out of him. I think he'll probably go on loan again next season because I think we won't have any option. Because as well, if he doesn't ask to leave, you've got to pay his contract up, so you might cost money to get rid of him. So
he can't play 90 minutes, can he? At a minute,
no.
So this is a good point by Andy. The thing is, Matt, we don't want to fall in the trap of getting Premier League journeymen. No, I get that, but I think in 3 or 4 positions, couple on bench, maybe 1 or 2 as starters, I think it'll aid because we've got a lot. We've got a young side there, really talented group. But I do think, if you bring in a Ben Davies and say you bring an experienced 9 in and maybe another midfielder, maybe a centre half, and that's. Yeah, for me, they've got to be looking at experience. And like I say, I don't want to fit it all out with 33-year-old players, but I think a couple of 30, 31-year-olds in the squad is only going to help. It's a very, very young squad, this. And, you're going into Lions Den there, like you say, you've got Mo Salah. I know that's a bit funny there as a free, but these are the calibre of players, though, we're going to be playing against. This is the calibre we're going to be playing against. So we really do need to check ourselves a little bit because I get carried away, Lord. I've already said we're going to get over 100 points, which might not sound wild now, but we're going to get over 100 points. I don't think we'll lose another game at Ellen Road. I actually starting to think we won't lose another game this season.
I don't think we'll lose a game.
I don't think we'll draw maybe 3 or 4, which might be total meltdown in some sections of the fan base. But I'm getting to the point now where I'm so overconfident that even part of me thinks we'll go up and we'll do all right here. But I think the realistic side is we're probably not going to be anywhere above 15th. I don't think in the Premier League we're going to be down challenging, battling relegation. So I definitely have games, especially after this game, where I've got to check myself, Lord, because I'm like, I will smack. Like I wanted Scum in FA Cup or a big tie, because I'm thinking, let this side have a go again. Like we did against Chelsea last year. Let's see what they can do against the Prem side, because I get right carried away in my head and I really have to check myself. That's why it's good having a channel.
Yeah, it was a great game, the Chelsea game. The only problem with the Chelsea game
was
that was a false dawn for Joseph, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It really was.
It's quite a reaching question, actually. But if we go up, so 2 other teams come up with us, and 3 teams come back down the following season. So on that basis, what 2 teams would you choose out of Sunderland, Burnley, and Sheffield United that are going to be the worst team in the Prem? Worst 2 in the Prem.
Well, Burnley as they are,
Burnley.
Would barely get a point in the Premier League playing like that.
No, they wouldn't. I agree.
No.
And I'd probably go Sheffield United. I think Sunderland would do stuff in the Prem. I think they'll try it.
I think Sheffield United.
I like Sunderland.
Sheffield
United have got this fat-headed manager of theirs. He's just. I don't get Ward. I'll never get the old pie-faced Pratt anyway. But
stand him, Lord.
No, I hate the bloke.
Yeah, I'm saying don't get ahead of us. Now I'm deciding who's going to come up with us.
I think the Blunts will actually go up, and Burnley might bore the ways without scoring a goal and win on penalties in the playoffs.
Yeah,
tough gig going on. It's so tough.
I was looking at. We've still got 48 points to play for this season.
I don't think we've got that many.
Yeah, we'll get 40.
16 games we've got left.
And what are we on now? What points are we on now?
60.
Yeah, we get 100 for me.
Yeah, I think we get 100. That's the problem. We'll have a 100-point trophy next season.
And probably still finish third.
Yeah,
if anyone can.
It's looking good, isn't it?
I quite like this comment from Ron Richards as well, because I think he's nailed that. When you look at the teams coming down, what players out of those relegated side would you take? Liam Delap for me would be number one pick. I think Liam Delap is an absolute baller, and he's got a really good career. I really do, mate. I really do. I think he's got England caps ahead of him. I think he's a really good player, Liam Delap. You've seen what he's done at Ipswich in Premier League this season. He's done all right. I don't know his numbers off the top of my head, but I know he's done well. I'd have Liam Delap. Is there any other players out of those sides that potentially could come down?
There's a certain Calvin Phillips playing for Ipswich at the moment, isn't
there? Mate, until Calvin Phillips,
that's all going quite on us having him back.
Until Calvin Phillips gets his bus pass, mate, he'll always be mentioned coming back to Leeds. How many players at same? Ryan Kent will probably get mentioned in summer. It always happens until they officially retire. We're linked with a player once. We're linked to him every single transfer window, aren't we? Until Who was that player we were on about earlier? We were on about Johnny Rowe yesterday, weren't we? Johnny Rowe, because he's not playing, and you're thinking, bloody hell, Johnny Rowe from summer. Are we going to get him in January?
I wrote our player on because I thought Fark likes it's the attitude, and if he's chosen another club over us this season already, I think Fark goes, nah, you're right, mate. Actually, not that we're close anyway. Southampton got a couple of decent players. Ipswich really haven't, the left winger at Southampton. And who else is going to go down? Leicester, I guess.
Cut that for a keeper, Ramsdale. Keeper.
Ramsdale's a great shout.
It's a great shape, Ramsdale.
Again, that's the. Do you know what? Premier League experienced keeper would be the perfect. But that'd be our first. That for me would be our.
He ain't going to stay in Championship, is he? You don't. No. Surely he won't stay in Championship, Ramsdale. No way.
No.
What about Trafford, though? I thought, I fancy Trafford. I know he's.
I think one of the top 6 teams will go with him.
I think personally though, if we're going to go Trafford or Ramsdale, if Burnley's still in the Championship, I'd go Ramsdale. Just for that Premier League experience. I would. Just for that experience. I think that's what we need.
There was all talk about Trafford going to Newcastle this month, weren't there?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think Trafford gets a big move if he goes as well. Anyway.
Yeah.
Good player.
I agree. I agree with that.
I'd have no trouble getting Delap or Ramsdale or both, let's be honest.
Delap's class.
Both good guys, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Delap is very, leads a line brilliant, big lump, gets about, puts himself about. Very good.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to touch on, Lord, from that game, or anything else in particular?
From that game in particular, I was watching that Cardiff lad, his vlog.
Man,
he was swearing his gob off the
that young lad.
Yeah,
I watched it.
That was absolutely brilliant. But he did thank the club. They made the club give him a little tour around the ground.
Well, did you hear a story with that? I mean, I might get it slightly wrong, but I'm sure I read something on him a few weeks ago that when we played him in the reverse fixture away at their place, he had a YouTube channel with a couple of thousand subscribers, maybe not as many as he's got now, I don't think. And I'm sure something went wrong on his account and he lost them all. And it was the week of the Leeds game. So the square ball actually did something for him, even though he's an opposition fan. The square ball, I don't know whether they reposted stuff or they did something anyway. And they got his followers right back up. So even though he's a Cardiff fan, he's got a bit of an affection now for Leeds. So that's why he had that VIP treatment at Ellen Road yesterday.
Oh yeah, he's a regular on the square ball propaganda.
Yeah, he isn't it? But then, but towards the end of the game, his like for Leeds certainly he lost all that by end of the game. And then it was so. At 6 and 7, mate, he went in. Oh, it was so funny, bless him.
He's Leeds now, he is,
Yeah, I know. Such a good vlog that for such a young lad. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. But
when it comes to the Coventry game, I'm not bothered by that. And Frank will have him up. Hopefully, he'll get him too wound up because Frank's not very clever in my eyes,
I agree.
So maybe he'll get him too wound up. We can stay calm, but get 2 or 3.
I'm really interested to see how these do, because are they won 5 in a row, Coventry, and obviously
they're still 21 points behind us. We're unbeaten. We're unbeaten in 13.
I'm intrigued to see how
they're beaten in 5.
How he goes now with obviously having that rivalry. I don't rate Lampard at all.
Yeah.
I wonder how he gets these good jobs. Being manager of Coventry after Robbins is a good job. It's a great job. It might be a poison chalice coming in after Robbins, who were lauded by the fans, but it's a decent club as Coventry, who've been at a decent side, pushing playoffs from year after year. But I'm really intrigued to see if he's adapted, if he's grown as a manager. Because, like I say, since he's joined Coventry, he's doing okay. But yeah, I hope it comes back to that thing where we go there, we're flying and we absolutely batter them. And because let's be fair, it's going to be good banter for fans there. Unfortunately, it's not a home game, but it's going to be great banter for fans. They're going to be loving this at Leeds fans.
Well, we usually get a good crowd at Coventry anyway, don't we? That season we had 9,000 eggs. They couldn't sell the tickets, weren't they?
Is that what it was? Like, whoa, 9,000, wow.
So, we'll just wind him up in the stands anyway. And yeah, on the play, when I used to play, I was always told never respect the opposition till after the game.
That's true.
Go out onto the pitch to massacre them first. You can respect them, have a drink with them after the match. I don't respect opposition till after a match.
Yeah.
Get out, beat them, then we'll shake their hands with them. You don't shake hands before the game as well, I'm concerned, You've got to hate them.
Totally agree with that.
The enemy. Agreed. I play cricket all summer and I hate everyone I play against. They hate me.
Right, just I've put the link back in the chat. If there's nobody else who wants to come on, that's fine. I'm going to bring Danny on, and then we'll bring Sean on afterwards. So it's in the chat if you want. But yeah, thanks so much, Lord, for your time. I always appreciate you coming on. When you pop him up in bottom left, I'm like, yeah, he's back.
And I'll go with the 3-0.
You going for the 3-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. I think it could be. I think we've got it in the locker, mate, for that one.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Lord. Take care, mate.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, buddy. Bye-bye, mate. Lovely guy.
Fantastic.
So like I say, chat, it is in there, the StreamYard link. If you want to click on it and come on and have a chat for 5-10 minutes, you can do. There's 67 people watching. I'm going to bring Danny in for now, mate, and we'll see what happens. Danny boy?
I'm just going to go back to, I've just been listening to what you were saying about transfers and stuff like that. Delap will go to a top 6 side.
Yep, I agree.
I even think we'll get rid of Peru next season.
You reckon?
Yeah. He's not quick enough at Premiership.
Right. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I think Dan is saying in that, and I think when his stock's high, I think going Germany something like 15 million. I think that could happen.
That's why I think they're after Archer, because he's quicker.
I think this is really important in the Premier League.
Who can finish? When
but we're not going to be attacking. We're not going to be attacking.
That's what I mean. So when we do get it, just need somebody in there who can finish.
Yeah, but Archer can finish.
He can't.
He can't. What? Sean, he's been at 2 teams that are shit. He did it. He scored 17 at Preston when he was on loan. He did it at Middlesbrough when he was on loan.
Yeah, in Championship. Don't know. It's an interesting one, isn't it?
This is time popcorn out, chat. Get your popcorn out.
And I even think that I don't even think Rodon's Premiership quality neither.
Neither do Spurs fans.
Right? No.
Spurs fans. They're surprised they got 10 million for him. I mean, they were really happy with that. But I think again he has improved over the last couple of years. So the thing is, with Rodon, he relies on his. He's really quick for a Championship centre back, and he relies on his pace a lot. So it's a different. That's why Struijk, like you said earlier, Danny, he might struggle in the Premier League because he hasn't got the pace required to play. We have to play a very deep line with Struijk. So the balance is tough. The Premier League's so good. There's so many good footballers. So
very hard.
There's something here that Sean will agree with me on, though. That Ampadu's not Premiership quality.
He's not. I think he gives the ball away too much.
I think that's harsh, I think that's harsh.
Gives the ball away well too much. You can't give him the
thing is, I've got such a bias on Ampadu. I really love him. I think he's such a good footballer.
Only way I think they'll play Ampadu is at centre back. I think he's a better centre back than he is at centre back.
Not in Prem though for me. I don't think he'll play that in Prem.
I actually said that in the season. I thought Ampadu's a better Prem centre back than he's a DM. I'm not sure I stand by that, but I did say earlier in the season I was thinking the same.
I've said it a few times.
Something in that.
Who was it that said that they'd have Matt Target because he's going to MLS?
Well, that shows his level, doesn't it? If he's after MLS,
is he going to MLS?
Yeah.
I was just thinking Premier League experience or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I'd take David because he can play left centre back and left back. So I'll take him.
Yeah.
I'll put this to you, Danny. Right? Look at this. Not this one. This one. Who's better than Adams or Ampadu? Because when Adams were playing in Premier League for us early in the season, we all thought he was a baller. And for me, you can't tell me Ampadu's not as good as Adams. And Adams was effective in Prem.
I think Adams is a really good DM. I think he gets around the park.
He is.
I think he's really good. And Bournemouth fans really like him now as well. Adams is really good.
Scott says Adams is better.
Adams is quick. He covers the ground. He's a really good basic defensive DM.
I'd probably say Adams because he doesn't slow the ball down as much.
Well, I think Adams is probably worse on the ball, I think, but they don't really play it for him because they know what he's good at.
You know what I mean? Adam doesn't throw it down where Ampadu throws it down a lot.
McKenny eats him as well.
Yeah.
Is it always Ampadu slowing it down because that's natural and that's how he is? That's how he wants to play, or is it a tactic of Farker that he wants us to slow the tempo down in spells in the game, whereas Ampadu sets that tone? It's all like saying when you press, you've always got someone pressing, setting the tone. Is he setting the tone and just calm everyone down, boys?
Well, if you look at it this way, right? If you look when start of season when Gruev's come back in midfield, has he slowed it down?
Well, no, he keeps it ticking over, does Gruev. He keeps it ticking over.
Well, Ampadu slows it down for the fun of it.
Exactly. I don't see anybody else.
He rolls his studs over it too many times.
No, he does, but I don't think that makes him a bad player, though. I really don't. I think there's times in game where you need that.
And then giving the ball away as well.
I think we need to be talking about this next season.
Yeah, it seems a very negative take after a 7-0, doesn't it? This.
We're going up anyway, don't we?
We are going up.
Yeah, we're going up anyway.
That's the point. That's the point, Sean. We are going up anyway, and then we've got lots of good problems to worry about because we're in the Premier League all of a sudden.
Can we talk about rest of this season, lads? So when you look at where do you see really now? And I know, you know, I say sometimes you can be quite negative or whatever, Danny, with your scores and stuff like that. Sometimes you're closer and whatever, but do you see? Am I wild thinking we get 100 points? Do you see us slipping out?
Yeah.
Top two? You think that's
wild? Yeah, you are wild. Yeah.
Think?
Yeah.
Wow. Who do you think we drop points to this season?
I think we get around about 93 points.
Which do you think that's enough to finish top still?
Yeah.
You think we finish top still? Yeah. We agree on that then.
Not 93, I don't think.
I think 93 wins it, Sean. I don't think anyone else gets close to 93. I really do. I think that gap starts to appear.
Another 90-point trophy.
Would everyone here take second offered now? If someone was second now, would you take it?
Yeah.
I'd jump at it.
I'd jump with Joe.
I couldn't care less about winning the league.
And if you look, right, all the teams that go up in second place always seem to have a better time in the Premiership than what they do when they go up in as winners.
I'm just thinking more. I've had this conversation with Joe so many times.
No, now we've got the gap. But I'm on about when it was closer. If somebody had offered me second place, then I'd have taken it.
I'll take it now.
I've been saying it for months. It's like say, I think we've got the best team in this league.
Agreed.
Best squad in this league.
Yeah.
It's like Usain Bolt in the Olympics. Was the best sprinter in the world at the time. He'd be pretty bloody pissed off for the silver medal, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
well, he's had some.
But I'd say he'd be pissed off that he'd be fair getting the gold because he's the best player in the world. It's another achievement. It's another achievement then.
But this is it, Sean.
Getting the silver.
We're Leeds United. We're not the best team in the world.
In the world.
So it doesn't matter. Top two is the aim. Top two has to be the aim.
Top two is the aim. It doesn't matter where you finish for me in that top two. You're up.
Was the best. I think it's just the idea of just having the best squad in the league and finishing second. It's a bit of an underachievement for me.
Like, I think ultimately someone off it now, I'd take second. But of course, I think we're all like 3-4 games left.
I'm a winner. I'm an all-out winner.
Right. So
Danny, quicker. I think your headset's messing up again. I think your headset's doing that thing again.
Just touching on the game again, lads. You know, like we've been on about. You know, we've been out for a while now. How we're going to give somebody a thumping, and it's finally come. Do you think we've hit us peak now, or do you think there's another level to go?
I think that's us at our pomp, me. I think that is. They were slightly off it. We were really on it. Hence the gap in the score. But I think many times we've said we haven't come out of second or third gear. I think that was us at full floor for close enough to a 90-minute performance for the first time, I'd probably say, since Norwich in the semi-final last year. I don't think we've had many games, even when we beat Leicester and Ipswich last season. There were still spells within those games. There weren't 90-minute performances. I'd say under Farker, we've only had a couple where it's been on it for 90 minutes, and that was certainly one of them yesterday. And I don't know, you can't beat someone 7-0 and say we've still got gears. That was us at full floor. That was us. We've seen in spells many times this season. We've seen most games have a 10 or 15 minute spell like that where it's an onslaught. Yeah. But you put now is building into that, hitting our peak there. You then put into that as clinical edge coming in now, which I think we're very clinical at the minute, very clinical. all of a sudden you've got a different beast there now. And then the thing that's been letting us down for the last month or so, really, the last couple of months, has been the impact off the bench. Because I feel like your Nontos, your Joes, if they haven't been at it, whereas 3 months ago, as bench were impactful, you were getting. I mean, don't get me wrong, the stats show it's been an impactful bench all year, but it's come in clusters. When Pirro were on bench, he got 4 or 5 of them goals from the bench on his own 2 or 3 months ago. Recently that bench hasn't been as impactful. Joseph comes on and doesn't do much. Nonto comes on and doesn't do much. All of a sudden, the bench is flying. The people are putting the chances away, and we've just thumped someone 7-0. What more? I don't think we've got another game. I think this is us now. It's just, can we do this again?
We could get better at corners.
That level.
Yeah,
we could get better at corners.
We aren't going to score 7 goals again this season.
No, but we can keep that intensity up and put that on the team every single game. We're not going to score 7. No, we're not going to have 29 shots a game.
Why did we do it though? Yeah. Why did it happen in this game? They say about players coming on and making an impact? Yeah, fine, but they've Joseph comes on, so we're either sitting back because we're 3 up or 2 up, or the team's not playing very well and we're playing against low block and not breaking through. So it's really hard. Actually, in that game, when it all just clicks and it kept clicking, why did it click? What was the difference? I know none of us really can think.
Fag took them off the leash. That's why.
You think Fox is so different?
Yeah, I think Fag took them off the leash. We let them go at him.
Yeah,
maybe. Well, I think maybe. And by the way, as fans, 7-0, great. We can ride that crest, and the players the same till Wednesday. We play Coventry, and we either keep it going or we draw or lose. If we keep going and play well, it's fine. But the bits do actually carry over. Joseph scored, Nonto scored. There's loads of stuff we'll carry on for weeks now. That bit of confidence from that one moment, I think that's really important. There's lots to take away from that game, much more so than actually the result or 7-0. The players doing well.
Can I just go back to that comment there that Lord Gareth just said? Prem quality. We're not Prem quality now. We're going to need more. We're going to need more signings in that Premiership. Believe me.
Oh, we're going to need more signings. 100%. We are.
Yeah, we're going to need more signings.
You're going to be looking.
I think the start 11. I think the start 11 is possibly Bud's the backup.
No, I still think you need 5 in that first 11. 4 or 5. I do.
You're going to be looking 10 players.
The thing is, you can do too much, though, can't you, Danny? You can do too much, mate. 10 might be too much.
Don't forget, we're going to lose Solomon. So that's first. We're going to lose Solomon. We're probably going to lose Firpo.
Oh yeah. It's someone else up. Yeah.
3 players out of where there.
Yeah. Well, let you go through it, mate. You need so positions. You need a keeper. So you Melier.
No,
left.
I think Medley stays. I think Medley is number 1.
I think so as well, Danny.
If we sign 10 players and Melier still here, honestly, I'm going to go support Harrogate. Me, it's just no way. It's just no way.
Medley will be number 1 in Premiership next season.
No, he'll be number 2.
Do we change the system in Premier League?
No, I hope so.
We'll stick to what he knows.
I think we've got the right system for Premier League. I just think we need some more Premier League players in there.
So if we're bringing 10 in, and you understand we've got to have a bigger squad, then they've got to get used to that system as well. Unless he's bringing players in, like we say, that he knows and can just slot straight into the system.
It's like LZD who's played underneath him. He'll probably be centre back next season, and I think he starts over Jordan.
Yeah,
I'm telling you now, Avedi's going to be a very, very good player. I've seen him before. Sometimes in the Bundesliga, he's very, very good.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Very good centre back.
Okay.
Hopefully they don't come up with us, mate. Because if they come up with us, maybe he'll stay with them. But yeah, Richard says 7 to 9 players. Yeah, potentially, mate. I do think. But 79, mate. 79. But let's end on a massive positive. Yesterday was insanely good. 52 years since I've had a scoreline like that. First time in my lifetime. Yep. Probably never see it again in my lifetime, that scoreline. I was lucky enough to be there. The atmosphere was incredible. I'm a massive believer on the mentality in life, mentality of what you can build on, the positives of a game, the positives of a moment. Definitely in that stadium, Sean, you were there. I know you left a little bit early to get out. You missed the last goal, didn't you? But it's one of them, right? It's criminal, mate. To be fair, I can't believe you did it. You almost weren't my friend anymore. But, no, you know what it is.
That's like
I never do that.
That's like me last season when we played Bournemouth and we were getting beat 3-0. I left at half time.
What? We were 3-0.
I never do it. I never do it. That was the first time I've ever done it.
But like I say.
That's what I'll say.
I can't believe it.
Honestly, though, the mood in the stadium was something like I've not seen this season. You know, we've won a lot of games. It's ridiculous how good we are at home. But that end of that game, scoring, it sounds easy to say, we scored 7 fucking goals. Obviously, it were bouncing. But like I say, the moments with Joseph scoring, he got emotionally teared up. Nonto scoring, the subs running on pitch. These are goals here. His 5th goal and his 5th and 6th goal, I think they were. You know, Nonto and Joe meant nothing in terms of the points, but it meant everything to those individuals and that team as a collective. And for me, little moments like that just drive you on to the next game. So I would not be surprised at all if we go to Coventry and it's a tough game. I would also not be surprised if we're going absolutely batter them, because that training next couple of days is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Regardless of what happens in window, regardless of any players, we've got Farker, the players can get their head down now, tomorrow and Tuesday, and just do the training without any worries. Because let's be fair, it's up to the board now to bring someone in. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, I back the boys to do the job, because what I saw yesterday
100%.
was phenomenal. Regardless of it being Cardiff, I couldn't give a shit. We played Harrogate and only beaten 1-0 a fucking few weeks ago, so that can get Cardiff 8 unbeaten. That yesterday was
People forget about that.
real.
People forgot about that.
Yeah.
People forgot about that. They kind of unbeaten in 8 games.
Unbeaten in 8 games.
Absolutely plastered them yesterday. We did.
I'm going 2-1 anyway for Coventry game.
Yeah, I said 2-1 originally. I said 2-1, but I'm going 3-0 now.
I think 2-0. I think Joseph will get another goal.
It's in the algorithm.
Yeah, no, mate. It can't be 2-1, mate. I'm going 12-0.
Is it changed it?
Yeah, I don't want it to be 2-1, me. I think
it's in the ether now. AI has taken hold of it. It's beyond any of us.
Cheers, Bielsa's knee. I'm a very passionate guy, mate. But yeah, it's one of them. Like, we go down all these avenues when we're talking here. We ended up talking about Premier League, and then we end up saying, "Oh, he's not good enough." It turns into a bit of a negative space, and that's not what we're talking about. We're very positive because we all think we're going up. Obviously, there's conversation about certain players, but like I said, to bring it back to yesterday, phenomenal, unreal. I'm going to a shit job tomorrow, which I can't stand. I've got another week on the shit job, then it's done forever. But wow, I'm going in bouncing. I'm very, very happy, very emotional. Great performance yesterday. Great stream tonight. Fucking love you all. Come on, Leeds. Now it's time to go to bed. Thank you, Danny, for coming on. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Lord Shigoraf. Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Richie. Whoever else has been on. Thank you all so much. Thanks to everybody in the chat who hasn't come on. All the comments. Try and get through them all best I can. Absolutely love the interactiveness of this channel. Thank you so much for being involved. Right. We're going to call it a night. And yeah, it is official Zoom. Leeds. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Sean.
No Piro, no party.
What? Go on, Danny, before you go. Breaking news. What is it? Is this a wind up?
Leeds United signing St Mirren striker Phil McCracken.
We'll leave it on that. Right, guys. Thank you so much. See you later, Sean. I'm going to let you go, Sean. Cheers, Sean. Take care, buddy. Thank you. And see you later, Danny, my mate. Thank you very much. Right, guys. I think we'll call it on that. Loved it. Love getting subscribers in. Get some
brilliant
real emotion. Great, lads. Right. Thank you very much. Take care, everyone. Right. Late Night Leeds. We're back on Friday for the official Late Night Leeds show. If you haven't checked out Friday, go check it out. There's a lot more to get into than just a preview for the Cardiff game, because obviously once content's done and a new game comes on the horizon, you tend to think it's old news. It's not. It's really good. Get in there and get your score predictions in for Coventry game as well on Wednesday. Yeah. There's still a reason to watch our Late Night Leeds from last Friday. Go watch it. It's a really good show. We're really enjoying doing it. Thank you so much for everyone who's been in tonight. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks all. Good night.
Good night.